I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Welcome. All right, so today we're diving right in. Bad customer service, blacks in jail. How do all three of those correlate? Well, black person receives bad customer service, whether it's in a store, at a hospital or medical center, waiting to receive treatment or during treatment or whatever the case might be. Basically, it could be anywhere in relation to customer service where you should actually be receiving good, positive customer service, just like you see the other races that are non-blacks receiving. But for whatever, I won't say for a reason, we know the reason, but anyway, but you as a black person end up getting horrific service, terrible, bad service. And let's say you say something about it. Now, you're not cussing nobody out or any, my show, The Neighborhood with Sadie. Hey, Sadie, and Tashana. Hopefully I'm saying Tishana. I don't think I'm saying it right. But the one who plays his wife, and I love her. She's so sweet. When I go to the live tapings, and even when I got blessed, was able to be background on the set. Tashina was there. I said it right. Tashina was very nice. Oh my gosh, she's so nice and funny. She kept us laughing. Shouts out to you, Tashina Arnold. But I remember the episode they did on The Neighborhood where they were in a store. And now it was, oh my God, why I can't think of her name. Is it Haley or it's not Becky? I can't think of her name on the show, but the white girl on the show. They were in a store. And actually, she was the one that had stole some from the store years ago. And Tashina was trying to help her go and take it back. Well, I think Tashina just went to the counter to ask a question, and the lady just started accusing Tashina of being argumentative. And Tashina was very nice, and when she asked, I think she just was like, well, how do you do, or do you all have this? And all of a sudden, you just like, Black women, we know we receive that a lot, right? And yes, a lot of my stuff tends to be tailored and geared towards the black, about what the experience we experience as black women, one, because I'm a black woman, and it's just horrific. We tend to get even more, in certain instances, we tend to get more racism thrown towards us because we're black and we're female, okay? Because then just females overall, even you're a white female, you're still sometimes not being treated like the white male. So look at us black females. Okay, so the white woman not even getting treated sometimes right in certain things. And we getting the double whammy. We a woman and then we a black woman. And so then again, we go to the totem pole, the black women are down here. Even the black man comes before us. And I'm not saying us and how we view ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, but I'm just talking about in society, in the mainstream society, and when it comes to us and our rights and being treated right, a lot of times that's where that totem pole comes in politically and different things like that is when that totem pole, policies is when that totem pole comes into play. No, it doesn't always come into play with you and your friends every day. No, even when you're out dancing and partying, everybody getting along then, especially if they have something in them. Y'all know I'm a comedian, actress, personality. So again, I give this to you all of who I am. Okay, I gotta be me. It was that same days I gotta be me. Okay. Anyway, again, back to the Tashina, The Neighborhood, and what the show was talking about. And the lady just started drilling into Tashina. Tashina didn't even say anything wrong. Well, that's what a lot of us experience. So as we're talking about, okay, here's the key thing I'm talking about. Okay, bad customer service, blacks, and jail. How they all connect. Because we can go somewhere, receive bad customer service, and then we may just say something like, let's say it's at a store or at a hospital or a doctor or whatever. Am I next? Well, ma'am, you coming. We trying to hurry up. Now, again, you didn't say anything wrong. And that's the thing you have to watch. It's sad that we have to constantly say that. But black women especially accused of, oh no, you must have said something or done something wrong. And then black people overall some are just accused of that you must have done something wrong for them to start talking to you bad and negatively like that. When we're looking and thinking and we're like, nope, didn't say and do anything wrong. And even when you say that, people are like, nah, they still be suspicious. No, you must have, you did something. All because of this, y'all. All because of the color of our skin. And for women, all because we're also our gender. It's crazy, And so, and that's sad, because also I'm so happy that, side note, I'm so happy that today, finally, with Black Lives Matter, I love me some Black Lives Matters, with Black Lives Matters, that regardless, even if the person did do something not right, I love how Black Lives Matters will speak and be like, okay, but that still didn't render them dying. Okay, they took a candy bar, but that still didn't mean, okay, a $1 candy bar, a 35-cent candy bar to death, leading to death. No. So I love Black Lives Matters because, again, it's back to, again, as we all know, we always talk, we're all human, people say, we're all human. We all just right. So then all people do wrong. Don't act like black people run around here doing more wrong than anybody else, okay? You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, most cases, black people are not doing much wrong because we always have eyes on us. No matter where we go, the eyes is glued to And unfortunately, the eyes are not always to help us because you can be somewhere receiving bad customer service and you are politely and as nice as you possibly can, maybe, asking to speak to a manager or just asking, if you could get a little bit better, so whatever, and then they just drill in on you, and no one will help you. But as soon as, you say something, you're not even saying anything bad, you know what I'm saying? You're, again, just asking, well, can I speak to a manager? Because just normally, like all other races do, if you're not getting the service and, you want to speak to a manager, you just ask to speak to a manager, they go get the man, things like that. But for black people, it's not always that simple. Then they just really start getting more angry at you. And then unfortunately, sometimes the manager will come in and team up with the person that was already treating you bad. And now you got them, the first person who's supposed to be giving you good customer service. You got them giving you bad service now. Then they done called in their manager, which sometimes all of them can be friends, and sometimes that makes sense. I mean, they all work together, but still, I feel like when there's, as a manager, even if you're friends with your employee, you still, when they've done something wrong, you still need to address the issue. That's not time to buddy up. Y'all buddy up when you get off work. You know what I'm saying? But so then for black, sometimes you can, you've asked to speak with the manager, and now also the manager comes in, and although the manager may even see that their employee didn't do right, will still chime in against you, and it just becomes a mess. And here you are trying to be as kind as possible. And then they even get to the point of wanting to threaten to call the police on you. Now, you have not done nothing wrong. And when I'm saying you, I'm not talking about you, I'm not even talking about me. I'm just talking about overall what we see all the time. It even makes it to the news. That's why sometimes I'm so, I feel so sad and want to know the bigger story when you see black people on there. Maybe they were in a store, they were somewhere, and the only thing the news will show is maybe the black person, saying something back that people feel that is inappropriate, or the video of the black person doing something, but they never show. That was always in my mind. But what happened that led that black woman or that black man to do that? I think recently they showed a black woman going behind a counter, saying something to the employees, and all the employees, they were non-black. Now, how the news put it was that the woman wanted a cake or some type of food item. They were saying she wanted so bad that she went behind the counter. And I was like, I don't believe that's probably the story. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, all people do wrong to make a difference on their race. So I'm not always saying everybody right. But the point is that the scenario is they always like to put black people and black women in this box that we always, every one of us is doing something. That's what they say. We know that's not true. It's not true. So, because they don't say that about whites, they don't say that about other races, they're all bad and that you got to watch all of them. No, we are the only ones always being watched everywhere we go, and not watched to help protect us, but watched because they're suspicious of us, So as I seen that video, I got to thinking, and then it showed, I think Wendy had showed that. Yeah, Wendy showed that. And then it showed how then I guess the lady was white, was punching the black lady. Not that I didn't agree with that either, or none of that. I'm like, I don't know, because to me sometimes they love to show videos of somebody beating up black people, and I don't think that's a coincidence. It's almost like they want to say, well, other races can fight too, and we didn't say you couldn't fight, I think that's still a lawsuit that the lady has, that she still can sue the person for hitting her, but I don't know if the lady hit first, but still, I don't know, still the employee hitting back. I mean, because the employee should have, done something, I don't know. But my key point of all of that was, what did those people do? What did those people do before? Okay, what did those people do before the black lady had to go off on them? And again, we're always put in different scenarios where people are suspicious of us or just talking to us, very demeaning and belittling us, and everybody acts different to that. Now, for me, sometimes I'm one that asks for a manager, or I'm one that just start videotaping, and then I will let you people know. Or I'll get media assistants to help, hey, look at what they're doing to black people in this store, but then you have to watch the media, because again, the media is still sometimes always trying to show the black person as the bad person, or you can do lawsuits if you just get that bad, you go get you an attorney and do lawsuits, So I try to go about other reasons. Sometimes I don't feel like dealing with it. I just ignore them and keep going on with my life, because we got life to live. So you don't have time to constantly, because we as blacks deal with so much racism all the time. People asking us questions as if we kids and we grown people. But well, where you going? What you doing? And just start talking to us, asking them. We don't even know them and they don't know us. But because we're black, it reminds me of slavery days when they would ask you if you were free or not, and did you have, because in slavery days you had to have a piece of paper that your slave owner gave you for you to move about. You know what I'm saying? And it's still almost sometimes, that's what that reminds me of, when people of other races just start drilling into you with this and that, where you just all these, they don't know you, you don't know them. For me, I feel like very invaded of my privacy. Now sometimes I would go back and just start asking the same question, and they would be like in awe, and but I would do that so they can feel what I'm feeling, that you're asking me all these personal questions. I don't know you, you don't know me. Why are you all in my business? I don't know who you, I'm not going to answer you, And I had to learn that one, because I just started, wait a minute, stop. You don't have to answer. You don't even know these people. What are they going to do with this information they're asking? What are they asking? You don't know them, But again, to me, that reminds me of the slavery days, that it's okay to ask black people all these personal questions in their business, and again, I think this tends to happen more when you're by yourself, and I got good confidence, so I roll with myself all the time. I'm funny about who I'm rolling with anyway. I'm the type that I go places and everybody there, and then, I do whatever I'm there for, a meeting, or if I'm going to have fun or something, then of course there's people there, and I have fun when I get there, whatever, with those folks, what I'm saying? But, it just reminds me of slavery days, because they're not approaching a rich white man asking him where you work, where you live, where you going, where you come back from, why you carrying that. It's not ask what you got in your briefcase. We get questioned the most. I got to do a video on that one too. Okay, let's go back though to the bad customer service, blacks in jail, which actually, even in the bad customer service, you will have sometimes when you go to the hospitals, because the hospitals are so much running from homeless people, especially out here in LA. Before they almost even render you service, they want to know if you got a home. What does that got to do with that my stomach hurt or whatever's aching you? You know what I'm saying? You're going in there with a broken leg or what? I don't know what's going on with you when you're going to the hospital, to the ER. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know out here, and I don't know if it's like that other places, because you all tend to know I tend to talk more about the area I'm in, but I just want to, because, stuff you see on TV, on social media, it's happening all over the world, different things. So I'm also talking about examples that we've seen, on TV, or that's just happening all over the world, or, in other places in the United States as well. But, I know here, I believe it's in LA or just California as a whole, I don't know if it's a city or a state law, whatever, but it's something about the person goes to a hospital and they're homeless, you cannot discharge them just out on the street. I think that might still be in the play. you have to find them somewhere to go. Okay? And I think that's good. I think that should be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they came to the hospital, they're sick. And so to put a sick person just out in the street, also because out here in LA, they used to do hospital dumping, where people that should be in the hospital, or maybe they got healed up from the hospital. The hospitals would just have somebody drive and dump them on, it's an area out here in LA, you can Google it, called Skid Row. That's not the actual name. You know, they're actually the people that live in that neighborhood have called it Central City or something. It's actually have a neighborhood committee type thing because they really don't like the name of Skid Row. But for this sake, when I'm talking about, we'll say Skid Row. You can Google it. It's SKID and then Row, ROW. And they would just dump people, so they stopped the hospital dumping. I don't even say the hospital stopped it, but they put a law against it. So sometimes when you go to the hospitals, you know, we're talking about bad customer service, blacks in jail. So sometimes when you go to and how they correlate. So sometimes correlate means how they all relate together, okay? I never like to just take for granted that someone knows what I'm talking about. So not that I'm treating anybody dumb like they don't know, you know, but you never know who knows what. I like people to talk to me so I'm talking like that, so I can just know, you know, what's what. Because never know, I may not know, you know, even if I know my definition of the word, they may be using that word with a whole different definition in mind, you know. So it's always good to ask people, what do you mean now when you say that word? So that's what I mean by the words I'm saying right now. But anyway, so therefore when you go to the hospital sometime, which is not right, you know, that's not my problem. Y'all got caught dumping patients and now you want to screen everybody about where they live at before you give them service, because they don't do that to rich white people. They don't ask rich white people, where do you live and do you have a home? They don't ask them that. They only ask this to minorities, and especially black people and people who they assume they may not have a home or whatever the case might be. You know, and so you know, you're at the hospital for one thing, and before they even serve you, they want to know, do you have a home? They're sending social workers in, and you looking like, what? I came here because this hurts. Why is a social worker popping up before a doctor? What is going on? You know, because you know this would not be happening to white patients or non-black patients. You know what I'm saying? And especially white rich patients. A social worker is not going to come in before the nurse or the doctor. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening. You know, because they just assume that because these people have money, they have no issues. Which, ooh, Lord Jesus, that is a bad assumption. We're realizing every day that just because a person have money don't mean that everything's together with them. But anyway, I've been around a lot of rich people. But anyway, stuff just really is not together. But again, there's a lot of good rich people, so I'm not putting you down, rich people. Love y'all. I love you, white people. I'm not putting y'all down. But again, we have to use you all for the scenario, because that's what, you know, y'all get very good treatment, accommodating treatment, where we get the black, sometimes we get the bad treatment. And I love the people that give us all the same fair treatment. Even some of the ones that are giving just everybody bad. Because I've also been places where not only did I get the bad treatment, but whatever race from the white people, everybody else got bad. So, I mean, again, it's still wrong. But I'm like, okay, well, at least they're fair. They give the white rich people the bad treatment just as much as they give all the rest of the bad treatment. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, you know, so again, and that's the bad treatment. You know, so maybe sometimes black people are like, well, why is this happening? It's like, you're just sometimes, because you know something's not right in what they're saying and doing to you or whatever, but when you ask why, all of a sudden they take that as being combative. You know, again, the neighborhood show episode where she was just asking the lady in the store a question. All of a sudden she just started, well, don't get incoordinate, insubordinate with me or whatever, you know, with me, or get feisty with me. And she was like, what in the world, you know? And so you're almost scared from that point to say another word, you know, because then they will accuse you of doing something wrong. And then they're very good. Somebody, well, we're just going to call the police. Or they won't tell you. All of a sudden, security and police start showing up. And you're like, okay, I know I didn't do anything, you know, because we as black people, we're used to screening ourselves because we're so much, you know, sometimes, and again, we're not expecting it, you know, in the name of Jesus. I'm a Christian. Again, we always expect good everywhere we go. We're looking for the positive, and we're thinking the positive wherever we go. Well, you know, God like, you know, we'll say that wherever we go, you know, and everything in the sense. But, you know, unfortunately for blacks, we still, no matter how positive we think in the name of Jesus, all throughout the day, sometimes we will get approached with that, you know, racism and just all the different stuff, you know. So, but we're used then to screening ourselves, and we're used to knowing how we're going to handle negative situations because we experience it so much. And our goal is we just want to be able to leave out of the store, leave out of the hospital, or leave out of wherever we are that we have to go to receive it could be the cable place or wherever you're going to get that, you have to get some form of customer service. Someone is there rendering you customer service. So your goal is just to get in there and get out safely without, them harassing you, mistreating you, verbally abusing you, or calling the police on you and you didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we're just, so a lot of times we're already trained in our head, okay, just go. Even when they start acting ignorant, just don't say nothing. The key point is get your service or whatever it is you're trying to get. And just, even when you go to hospitals and doctors, sometimes you have doctors and staff and the nurses just start talking to you crazy. Some of them just start telling you political agendas, especially when Trump was in office. A lot of them would just start talking about, I don't believe that they should be paying for this and they should, and you're just, now my doctor I've been going to for years, which I think now he knows not to do that to me, but he would just sort of give me all his plug, and I used to have to remind him, I'm not here to hear your ideology. I mean, that's fine, but I'm sick. I need... because you may have a cold or, you just need some allergy. So, something's going on. You just need a simple thing and you done went in and the doctors and nurses started talking about their ideology. And then, they're not talking about their ideology again to rich white people or the white people or the other races, but in their ideologies they're discussing, tends to be talking about Medicaid or food stamps or something, because they're just assuming that's what you get. I like that commercial that comes on, and it shows little different scenarios where people would assume that because this person is black, this is going to happen, that's going to, like they show where the black woman with the kids was standing on the curb, and just let her stand in front of with the kids to see what people first thought. Because unfortunately, you have some people like, oh my gosh, there we go, another teen mother, or there we go, another mother without a, they can let you look at that for a minute. And then her husband pulls up with the van, kisses her, and gets the kids, and they all load in the van. So for the negative thought people that was thinking all that negative, here she is, the woman married, and she was just waiting there while her husband went and got the car. The other one is where, and this is commercial that's running on TV, at least out here in LA. And then they got another one. There was a guy with dreads, and he's in the car. He's driving. These guys looking. He's And then he pulls up going to somebody's house. He knocks on the door. Give it a minute for people to think. Oh, I see knocking on. Oh, is it a drug deal? Oh, is it this? Oh, is it that? Is he about to argue with something? Just crazy stuff. That is racist, basically. And when he opens the door, it looks like it's his mom or his grandma, and he smiles and gives them a hug and go in. I think maybe his daughter might be in there or something, and they all just chilling, having a family gather. For all you all though that thought negative before the door opened and everybody was smiling, it was a family gathering. And I like how they do this because this is the commercials. I like how the commercials doing because that's what's going on. People see us and thinking negatively when we're just going to family gatherings like they go to. I don't know, it amazes me on how they can understand how they go to family gatherings, how they run to the store, right? Because then it's one where some teen black kids are in the store. And they're just walking around the store, trying to figure out what they're going to get. And then one other person come in the store, and then they showing the guy behind the glass of the store, like a mom and pop store, that, he looking scared, like they going to do something. And they friend come in, they just start smiling, and then they all go up to the counter, pay, and tell the guy thank you and get out. I'm like, I love those commercials. Because, what is it people were thinking when they first seen that? The black kids walking through the store and another black kid come in. What did they think? That the kids were in there stealing? What did they think? That the kid was going to be disrespectful to the clerk? Where then the kids end up going up being nice to the clerk, telling them thank you, paying for their stuff, laughing and heading out the store. You know what? That is regular for us, you all. Okay, back to bad customer service, blacks in jail. Well, because you can be somewhere, you can just ask a simple question of are we next, or ma'am or sir, you didn't give me all the things that I needed, so the cable place is supposed to give you this next, and you seen them gave it all to the person in front of you, but then they didn't get, so you're just asking for it, and then they start acting like you treating them bad because you asked just a regular question, you asked it as nice as possible, because again, as Black, we're always trying to be just like overtly nice, because we know that they're looking for us to say something negative, especially as Black women. We know they want us, they're expecting something negative to come out of our mouth. And so we're just trying to, and so again, sometimes even as nice as you are and everything, it still could lead to a Black person going to jail, because then the person just doesn't like Black people anyway. And even though you're being nice, because even in their head, they assume you're going to say something wrong. So even when you're being nice, they're just still going to take that wrong. I've learned too, some people don't even care about Black people saying nice stuff to them. They just still don't like them. They still just see it as and do racist stuff to Black people. And so then they call the police. Of course, a lot of times when the police come, the police is going to take the customer service agent or the store persons or the hospital persons who accused you of doing something wrong side, and then a person could end up in jail. And so we need to do something about that, because that's not right. I think all customer service type jobs, you're dealing with the public, and all people need to be trained in diversity, and not just diversity on gender, on sexual preference diversity, but diversity on how to treat Black people. Maybe they just need to name it, because some of these different diversity things and things, trainings that they say, I really don't believe they're talking about Black people that much. It's almost like that we're at the point now that you literally have to teach customer service reps on how to treat Black people specifically. If the training does not include dealing with Black people, rendering Black people good customer service, then that's not a good training. I feel it's not, because a lot of times they'll talk about all this stuff, but they still don't get to the meat of treating Black people right. You should never assume that Black people just or look at somebody and assume they have the money, or look at somebody, or the Black person and just think that this or that, we got to train them not to. So we got to work on that, because it shouldn't be that you're going into a place for customer service and they're not treating you right, and so you ask for a manager or you say something. And again, going back to, now that is how some of us might deal with it, but some people, when I see the videos where people go off, I don't get mad at that person, because maybe they don't know how to deal with it, or that's just, they sense, some people, Black people, they know that there's some racism, something involved, and they don't really know the professional way of how to, maybe they do know, they're like, but I don't want to deal with that way. No, you did me wrong. I'm da-da-da, and they go off. And I don't think that they should, be accused of something, because everybody deals with that in a different way. Now, again, we want to continue to try to teach our Black people, just as we teach Black people on when you're stopped by the police on, hey, do this and do that. You can do your, fight the battle of how they treated you later. First, get home, so we encourage them first, get out, just be quiet and get out their hands and get home, but be looking so you get badge numbers, names, and all the rest. And then you get you an attorney or whatever the case might be, you know what I'm saying? But, so it's just sad, because, you shouldn't have to go in a place that's supposed to be a simple thing, and it's a simple thing for white people when they go in and they get their service and they get out and they're done. The thing is, sometimes with Black people, when we're going to different places that have customer service that we're talking to and dealing with, that then we get mistreated bad, and then when you say something about it, they're calling the police on you, and then when you get there, the police treating you, it's just a whole pipeline. From bad customer service to jail. Let's just say the pipeline from bad customer service to Blacks to jail, because that's what happens, is that a lot of Black people end up in jail, and they shouldn't be, because actually it was the person that was treating them wrong and they didn't do right to them, But, some people, they don't stand up for Blacks. And so I tell you, and I encourage you all, when you're in these different places and you see the Black person being mistreated, stand up for them. Speak up for that Black person. Like, now, wait a minute, now, because I just seen you give this, and you even just, gave me good customer service. Why aren't you giving this Black person the same good customer service like you gave me? Like I said, I love the CNN thing where they gave the Black and white person same script and everything. To say, to do, dressing the same, but the Black person kept getting mistreated where the white person was not. I'm your girl, Michelle Walker. Y'all know we're going to keep talking about this. Y'all know I got my organization, Justice for Black Women. Yes, because we get so treated so bad. So yes, justice for Black women. So we're going to keep talking about it. So I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. So today's date is June 23rd, 2021. You know how to date these videos. So it's Wednesday, June 23rd, 2021. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Continue to watch all my other YouTube videos at Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. You can follow me at Instagram, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, YouTube, Hope_Speaks. God bless.